Hello students, what is going on? My name is Abdullah Momin and I am from On Target Classes, and in this video we are going to derive the equation of stationary wave on a stretch string, and we are going to start right now. If this is your first time here and you want to learn physics, especially class 11th and class 12 syllabus in a simple way, then subscribe this channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss anything. The question may ask in your exam like this: derive an expression for equation of stationary wave on a stretch string. This is your textbook question given in your exercise, that is question number 5 on page number 156. Or the question may ask in your exam like this: derive the expression for formation of stationary wave by analytical method. Show that nodes or antinodes are equally spaced. Or the question may ask on this topic like this: explain analytically how stationary waves are formed. What are nodes and antinodes? Show that distance between two adjacent nodes or antinodes is lambda by 2. Or the next question: explain analytically how stationary waves are formed. Hence, show that distance between node and adjacent antinode is lambda by 4. So if you don't know what is a stationary wave, how a stationary wave forms, what is node, what is antinode, so just watch my previous video on stationary wave, that is lecture number 6, stationary wave or standing wave or properties of a stationary wave. The link I will put in the description. First go and watch this video, then come back here to watch this derivation. So in this video, the very first thing which we are going to derive is the equation of a stationary wave on a stretch string. Then we are going to see the condition for node and what is the distance between the two successive node. And after that, we are going to discuss the condition for antinode, and we are going to see what is the distance between node and adjacent antinode. So stationary wave basically form when two simple harmonic progressive wave traveling in opposite direction superimposes with each other. So now consider two simple harmonic progressive waves of equal amplitudes A and wavelength lambda propagating on a long uniform string in opposite direction. When these two waves superimposes with each other, the resultant wave we will get is called as stationary wave. So the equation of simple harmonic progressive wave can be written as when it is traveling in positive x direction. That is y1 is equal to a sine in bracket 2 pi nt minus 2 pi x upon lambda. That is your equation number 1. That is A. In this equation, A is the amplitude of the first wave, N is the frequency of the first wave, and lambda is the wavelength of the first wave. Since the second wave is traveling from opposite direction, so we will write the equation of wave traveling along x-axis in the negative direction is y2 is equal to a sine in bracket 2 pi nt plus 2 pi x upon lambda. If the wave is traveling along x-axis, positive x-axis, we will put negative sign in this bracket, and if it is traveling along negative direction, we will put positive sign. So what is the difference between first equation and second equation? Both are same, both wave are having same amplitude A, both wave are having same wavelength lambda, but they are traveling in opposite direction. So we will put, when it is traveling in positive x direction, we will put negative sign, and if the wave is traveling in negative x direction, we will put positive sign. So now these two waves are going to superimpose with each other. So we will say that according to the principle of superposition of waves, the resultant displacement produced by superimposition of these two waves can be written as y is equal to y1 plus y2. And now we are going to put equation 1 and equation 2 in this equation. So we will get from equation 1 and equation 2, we will get y is equal to a sine 2 pi nt minus 2 pi x upon lambda plus sine 2 pi nt plus 2 pi x upon lambda. This is the equation of y1. This is the equation of y1. This is the equation of y2, and from equation 1 and equation 2 we have taken a common. That means a can be written outside the bracket, and inside the bracket this first term will be y1 and this second term will be y2. So in order to solve this equation further, we are going to use one formula, and that formula is the formula of sin C plus sin D, which is equal to 2 sin C plus D by 2 into cos C minus D by 2. Now we are going to expand the term which is in this bracket. We are going to expand this term by using the formula of sin C plus sin D. Now if you will look at this equation, sin and the multiplication of this bracket, the color is red. So this whole bracket is considered as C, and the second bracket, which is in blue, we will consider the whole bracket as D. So sin C in red plus sin D in blue. Sin this red bracket will be considered as C, plus sin this blue bracket will be considered as D. And we are going to expand these terms as 2 sin C plus D by 2 into cos C plus D by 2. So let's move to the next slide. So this red bracket is C and this blue bracket is D. And we are going to expand this term and we can write 2 sin C plus D. So instead of C, we are going to put this red bracket which is in box, and instead of D, we are going to put this blue bracket, and we are dividing these two by 2 into cos C. Now instead of C, we are going to put this red bracket, and instead of D, we are going to put this blue bracket. And by using this formula, we can write our equation as y is equal to A 2 sin in first bracket 2 pi nt minus 2 pi x upon lambda plus 2 pi nt plus 2 pi x upon lambda divided by 2 into cos in second bracket 2 pi nt minus 2 pi x upon lambda minus 2 pi nt plus 2 pi x upon lambda. The whole term is divided by 2. Now see what we have done here. This red bracket is your C. So 2 we have written as 2 only. Sign, instead of, we have written sign, but instead of C we have written the whole red bracket, that is 2 pi nt minus 2 pi x upon lambda. This is C. This red bracket is C. This blue bracket is D. So C plus D by 2 into cos C minus D by 2. Now we are going to open the bracket, red bracket and blue bracket. We are going to open these and we are going to simplify this equation. Now this plus sign, we will multiply this plus sign with this blue bracket, and we are going to multiply this minus sign with this blue bracket. So this term can be rewritten as y is equal to a 2 sine 2 pi nt minus 2 pi x upon lambda plus 2 pi nt plus 2 pi x upon lambda. The whole term is divided by 2 into cos 2 pi nt minus 2 pi x upon lambda can be written as it is, but when this negative term gets multiplied by this blue bracket, this 2 pi nt becomes negative, and this plus sign, when it gets multiplied with negative sign, it becomes negative. So we will write minus 2 pi nt minus 2 pi x upon lambda, and this whole bracket is divided by 2. Now we are going to further simplify this equation. Now see what we have got here. This minus 2 pi x upon lambda will get cancelled with this plus 2 pi x upon lambda. And the bracket which is with cos, in this bracket, this term plus 2 pi nt will get cancelled with minus 2 pi nt. So what we are getting now, what we have left, 2 pi nt plus 2 pi nt. In numerator we have 2 pi nt plus 2 pi nt divided by 4, and in the other bracket we have left minus 2 pi x upon lambda and minus 2 pi x upon lambda. So the next step we are going to write is y is equal to a 2 sine 2 pi nt plus 2 pi nt into cos minus 2 pi x upon lambda minus 2 pi x upon lambda. Now we are going to add this red term and blue term in this bracket, and we will also simplify the bracket which is with cos. So what we are going to do, we are going to add this red and blue term together, that is 2 pi nt plus 2 pi nt, that will become 4 pi nt. So we are going to get a is equal, or y is equal to a 2 pi sine 4 pi nt by 2 into cos minus 2 pi x upon lambda and minus 2 pi x upon lambda is going to add, and we will get minus 4 pi x upon lambda divided by 2. So this is the last term which we are getting on this slide. Now we are going to move the last equation in next slide. So what we have got in previous slide, our last equation is y is equal to a in bracket 2 sine 4 pi nt by 2 into cos minus 4 pi lambda, the whole term is divided by 2. Now this 2 and this 4 can be divided as we will get 2 here, and this 2 and this 4 we will get 2. So what we are getting in our next equation, we are getting y is equal to a 2 sine 2 pi nt into cos minus 2 pi x upon lambda. And we know that cos minus theta can be written as cos theta. So instead of cos minus 2 pi x upon lambda, we can write cos 2 pi x upon lambda. So we are going to put this equation in above equation, and this is your here. Instead of cos minus 2 pi x upon lambda, we are going to put cos 2 pi x upon lambda, because cos minus theta can be written as cos theta. So finally what we are getting in this equation, y is equal to a 2 sine 2 pi nt into cos 2 pi x upon lambda. Now rearranging the term, or we are going to multiply a with the bracket, and we will rearrange this term. So y can be written as 2a sine 2 pi nt into cos 2 pi x upon lambda. Now we are going to write this cos 2 pi x by lambda and this 2a together. So now this equation can be rearranged as follow: y is equal to 2a cos 2 pi x upon lambda into sine 2 pi nt. Now we will consider this term for our simplification. We will consider 2a cos 2 pi x upon lambda as a. So let 2a cos 2 pi x upon lambda can be written as a. This is your equation number 3. Now we are going to put equation 3 in this equation. So what we will get? We will get y is equal to a sine 2 pi nt. And we all know that 2 pi n is nothing but your angular frequency, and that can be written as omega. So instead of 2 pi n, we are going to write omega. So this equation can be further simplified as y is equal to a sine omega t. And this is your equation number 4. And this equation is nothing but the equation of stationary wave, which we are getting by superimposing or by superimposition of two simple harmonic progressive wave. So this is your resultant wave equation. This is the equation of stationary wave. Now we are going to discuss the condition for nodes. And nodes are the points of minimum displacement. That means when two simple harmonic progressive waves superimposes with each other, at some point of the medium, we are going to get a minimum displacement or zero displacement. So this is possible if the amplitude is minimum or zero, and that is the resultant wave having zero amplitude. That means A is the resultant amplitude, which must be zero. So therefore we are going to put A is equal to 0, and from equation 3 we can write 2A cos 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to A, and instead of A we are going to put 0, because we are discussing the condition of node, and node is nothing but minimum displacement. That means amplitude should be minimum and it should be 0. So if on the right hand side we are getting 0, so this 2a is in multiplication on left hand side. When it comes to another side of the equation, it gets divided with 0, and the whole term, that means cos 2 pi x upon lambda, can be written as 0. So the next term is cos 2 pi x by lambda is equal to 0. And we are getting cos of this bracket is 0. cos of this bracket is 0, and when we will get cos theta 0. So whenever the value of theta is pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, and so on. So in these cases, the cos theta will be 0. So instead of theta, we are having 2 pi x upon lambda. So if we will write the value of 2 pi x upon lambda as pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, 9 pi by 2, and so on, whenever we will put the value of 2 pi x upon lambda as pi by 2, we are getting 0. When we will put cos 3 pi by 2, instead of this bracket, we are going to put this value. So when we will put cos 3 pi by 2, we will get 0. When we will put cos 5 pi by 2, we will get 0, and so on. So we will say that in order to satisfy this equation, in order to achieve this condition, the value of bracketed term should be pi by 2 or 3 pi by 2 or 5 pi by 2 or 7 pi by 2, and so on. So we are going to write this equation, and this series pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2 can be rewritten as 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to 2p minus 1 pi by 2. Now we are going to write the series equation or general equation for this series. So if we will put the value of P1, 2 into 1, 2 minus 1, 1. So we will get pi by 2. So when we will put the value of P1, we will get pi by 2. When we will put the value of P as 2, we will get 3 pi by 2. When we will put the value of P as 3, we will get the next term in this sequence, and when we will put the value of P is 4, we will get this term from this series. So whenever we will put the value of P as 1, we will get pi by 2. When we will put the value of P as 2, we will get 3 pi by 2, and so on. So the sequence pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, in general, the equation of this sequence can be written as 2p minus 1 pi by 2. Now we are going to simplify this equation, and what we are going to do, we will cancel some terms. So this pi is getting cancelled with this pi, and this 2 by lambda, when this 2 by lambda goes another side of the equation, it will become lambda by 2. So this 2 by lambda is going another side of the equation, and we can write this as lambda by 2. This term can be written as lambda by 2, and this 2 and this 2 will get multiplied and it becomes 4. So we will get lambda by 4, and this term can be written as it is. So we are going to write this equation as x is equal to 2p minus 1 lambda by 4, because this 2 by lambda goes another side and it becomes lambda by 2, and this 2 and this 2 gets multiplied with each other and it becomes 4. So x can be written as 2p minus 1 lambda by 4. Now we are going to put the value of p. First we will put the value of P1. So what we are getting, 2 into 1, 1 minus 2. So x can be written as lambda by 4. When we will put the value of P2, we will get 3 lambda by 4. When we will put the value of P as 3, we will get 5 lambda by 4. Then we will put the value of P4, we will get 7 lambda by 4, and so on. So by putting the values of P from 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, we are getting x is equal to lambda by 4, 3 lambda by 4, 5 lambda by 4, 7 lambda by 4, 9 lambda by 4 and so on. So what we are getting here, we are getting the position. What is x? X is nothing but the position, and we are calculating it for node. So these are the points at which we are getting nodes. So in order to understand that, let us see one diagram. In this diagram, we are considering that the wave is starting from this point, and when this wave cover a certain distance, that is the crest point, this elevated part, we will say that this is the crest, and when this crest converted into trough, then crest. So we are calculating a distance between two successive crusts, and the distance between the two successive crusts is nothing but wavelength. So we will write this distance as lambda. This crust and this crust, the distance between the two successive crusts is equal to its wavelength lambda. Now we are going to divide this distance into two equal parts. So we are dividing this distance from the middle, and the each portion is of lambda by 2. When lambda gets divided into two equal parts, that is half lambda, and this distance is also half lambda. So we will write this distance as lambda by 2, and this distance is also lambda by 2. Now lambda by 2 further divided into two equal parts, and then when we will divide lambda by 2 into two equal parts, these two parts can be written as the distance of this portion is half of lambda by 2, and half of lambda by 2 is lambda by 4. So this distance is lambda by 4. This distance is lambda by 4. This distance is lambda by 4, and this distance is also lambda by 4. So what we are getting? We are getting a 4 equal distance, and each of having length lambda by 4. The first portion is a length equal to lambda by 4. This distance is also lambda by 4. This distance is also lambda by 4. This distance is also lambda by 4. So we are going to add lambda by 4 times. So lambda by 4 plus lambda by 4 plus lambda by 4 plus lambda by 4, that is 4 lambda by 4. 4 get cancelled, and we will get lambda. So what we are doing here, we are dividing this equation. We are marking the distance in terms of lambda. So if this distance is considered at 0, if wave is starting from this point, so this distance is 0, then from 0 to this point, the distance is lambda by 4. Then the distance of this point from initial point is lambda by 2, and this distance can be written as lambda by 4 plus lambda by 4 plus lambda by 4. So from this initial point to this point, the distance is 3 lambda by 4, and the distance of this point from 0 is 4 lambda by 4, that can be written as lambda. So from initial point, this distance is lambda by 4, this distance is lambda by 2, this distance is 3 lambda by 4, this distance is lambda, and this distance is 5 lambda by 4. Means each section is having a length of lambda by 4. So now see the last equation, the equation of x. What is x? X, the very first point is lambda by 4. That means this is the position of first antinode. When we will get the first antinode, when the position is lambda by 4. So this is your lambda by 4. This position is your lambda by 4. So here we are getting node. You can clearly see that this point is node and its distance from the initial point is lambda by 4. So at lambda by 4 we are getting first node. So this is the position of node. Now next node we will get at a distance of 3 lambda by 4. So this is the next node we are going to get. And in between these two nodes there is no nodes is present. So first node we are getting at lambda by 4. Next node we are getting at 3 lambda by 4. And the third node we will get at 5 lambda by 4. And fourth node we will get at 7 lambda by 4. Then again the next node we will get at 9 lambda by 4, and so on. So these are the position of node. At this position we will get nodes. And what is the distance between two successive nodes? Now we are going to measure the distance between two successive nodes. Now in this diagram, at this point we are getting first node and this distance is lambda by 4. And the second node we are getting at 3 lambda by 4. So first node we are getting at lambda by 4. Second node we are getting at 3 lambda by 4. Third node we are getting at 5 lambda by 4. At this position of the medium we are getting nodes. So this is the condition of node. So what is the distance between the two successive node? Means we are going to find out the distance between first and second node, or the distance between second and third node. So this section is of lambda by 4, this one section, and this section is also lambda by 4. So lambda by 4 plus lambda by 4, that is 2 lambda by 4, and it can be written as lambda by 2. So the complete distance, the total distance between the two nodes is lambda by 2. So what we will write, we can conclude that the distance between two successive nodes is lambda by 2. So this is the condition of node. At this position of the medium, we will get node, and the distance between the two successive node is lambda by 2. Now by using the similar step, we are going to discuss the condition for antinodes. And antinodes are the points of the medium at which displacement is maximum, and this is possible if the amplitude of resultant wave is maximum, that is plus minus 2a. So by using equation number 3, we will write the value of capital A as plus minus 2a. So 2a cos 2 pi x by lambda is equal to a. This is your equation number 3 from the first slide. And instead of capital A, we are going to put plus minus 2a. So 2a cos 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to plus minus 2a. Now this 2a and this 2a will get cancelled, and we will get the equation as 2 cos 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to plus minus 1. Now cos theta, when we will get the value of cos theta as plus 1, or when we will get the value of cos theta as minus 1. So whenever the value of theta is 0, we will get cos theta plus 1. And whenever a value of theta is pi, we will get cos pi as minus 1. So this bracket can either be 0. If this bracket, the value of this bracket is 0, we will get cos is equal to plus 1. And if the value of this bracket is pi, we will get cos pi as minus 1. So what is our condition here? 2 pi x by lambda can either be 0, pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 6, 5 pi, and so on. If this term is equal to 0, that means cos 0 plus 1. When this term is equal to pi, that means cos pi, we will get cos pi as minus 1. Then cos 2 pi plus 1, cos 3 pi minus 1, cos 4 pi plus 1, cos 5 pi minus 1. So in general, we are going to write this last sequence as 2 pi x upon lambda is equal to p pi, and we are going to start the value of p from 0. In previous slide, we have started the value of p from 1, but in order to get this sequence correct, we are going to start the value of p is 0, from 0. So when we will put the value of p0, we will get 0. When we will put the value of p1, we will get pi. When we will put the value of p2, we will get 2 pi, and so on. So we are going to get this series after putting the value of p in this equation. So simplifying this equation, that means this pi will get cancelled with this pi. And the value equation of x, here what the remaining terms are, the remaining terms is 2 by pi. And when this, the remaining term is 2 by lambda, and when this 2 by lambda goes another side of the equation, it can be written as lambda by 2. So what we are getting, x is equal to p into lambda by 2. Now again we are going to put the values of p from 0. So if p is equal to 0, we will get x as 0. If p is equal to 1, we will get the value of x lambda by 2. If p is equal to 2, we will get 2 lambda by 2. 2 will get cancelled, that is lambda. Then again 3 lambda by 2, 4 lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 2, and so on. So what we are getting, the value of x, the series we are getting is 0, lambda by 2, lambda, 3 lambda by 2, 2 lambda, 5 lambda by 2, 4 lambda. So simply we are putting the value of p from 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. And we will get these terms. This is the position of antinode. What is this? These are the position of antinode. At these points, we will get antinode. So in order to understand this clearly, let us see one diagram. In this diagram, so in our previous slide, what we have discussed, this distance is 0. This distance is lambda by 4. This is your lambda by 2. This is 3 lambda by 4. This is your lambda. This is your 5 lambda by 2. So this distance is 0. This distance is lambda by 4. This distance is lambda by 2. This distance is 3 lambda by 4. This distance is lambda and this distance is 5 lambda by 4. We have discussed this in our previous slide. So what we are getting, the first antinode we will get at x is equal to 0. So if x is equal to 0, what we will get? We will get antinode. So see this point, this is 0 and here we are getting antinode. If we will get antinode at x is equal to 0, that is our first antinode. So the next antinode we will get at lambda by 2. Then after that, the next antinode we will get at lambda. And then after that, the fourth antinode we will get at 3 lambda by 2. Fifth antinode, the position of the fifth antinode is 2 lambda. The position of the sixth antinode is 5 lambda by 2 and so on. So these are the position at which we are getting the antinode. You can clearly see this in this image. First antinode we are getting at a position x is equal to 0. Second antinode we will get at a position x is equal to lambda by 2. And third antinode we will get at a position x is equal to lambda. And these are the position of antinode. Now we are going to find out the distance between the two successive antinode. First antinode we are getting at 0 and the next antinode we are getting at lambda by 2. First and second, and the second and third antinode, second antinode is at lambda by 2 and third antinode is at lambda. So what is the distance between first and second antinode and second and third antinode? So when you will calculate this distance is lambda by 2. So we will say that the distance between the two successive antinodes is lambda by 2. Now we are going to find out the distance between node and adjacent antinode. This is your first antinode. Initially we are getting antinode, then we will get node. Then after this node, again we will get antinode. Then after this antinode, again we will get node. So we are getting antinode, node, antinode, node, antinode alternately. After node, you will get antinode, and after antinode, we are getting node. So what we will say that? We will say that nodes and antinodes are alternately formed. And what is the distance between this antinode and this node? So the distance between, when you will calculate the distance between this antinode and this node, or this node and this antinode, you will find out this distance as lambda by 4. So the last point is the distance between node and adjacent antinode is always lambda by 4. Now you can learn the numerical of this new syllabus on another channel, that is Physics with Nafis sir. He is making some amazing new videos about the numerical of this new syllabus. So please go and check it out. I will put the link in the description.